this ditch line. Tires. Here. We'll bring this around. Happy Friday morning from Robertson's DIY Homestead. Been pumping out some videos this week, and well, today I thought I'm not going to put any videos out because I got a lot of mowing to do. Well, Mother Nature can't make up its mind. I went out, mowed a yard, tried to rain on me. I said, well, my next yard's 15 minutes from this one. We'll see how it goes. I get up the road and it poured down rain, so my yard mowing day is over. So I have a lot of banks here at the house. I'll show you here if I can. Let's see. So I have all this, all of that, and then the whole bank all the way up the driveway, and this ditch line over here. Well, I have a bush hog, but it's, you know, it's hard to judge sometimes to do all that, and I can't use the bush hog up through the driveway because it doesn't angle good enough. So my theory is I want to somehow strap my riding mower to my forks. Yes, it may work and it may not. So we're going to engineer what we can, and if it works, is it really wrong? So I don't know. I really don't want to weed eat the whole thing. So maybe 20-30 minutes of Ingenuity will save me a couple hours of weed eating. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. All right. First off, we got to get these forks. These forks in a little closer. And so my mower will stick on them. Alright. That one's good. Let's move this one in. Alright. That right there will work. Just got to get it straight. What we might have to do is unloosen this just a little bit. There we go. Bring that forward. Perfect. Perfect. Now, let me get a strap and see how this works. All right, let's figure out how to strap this thing on here. So my goal is to be able to angle this thing down the hill up here without having to weed eat. I hate weed eating. And we have some yellow jackets nest up there, so that'll give me the opportunity to drive off on the tractor if need be. Let me get down. I'll try to lock it in on 2 different spots. So there's that. I've already mowed some of the driveway this morning, and I'm pretty sure I got in some poison ivy already, but when you work outside, it's just gonna happen. You just live with it and go on. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna put one on the front to try to keep it from moving back and forth that way. And then I may put one holding it back against it. So we'll see here. Put this one through here and connect it over here behind the tires. Little redneck Ingenuity. So we'll see what happens. This is why it's called DIY homestead, because you do it yourself and figure it out later. Like I said, my goal is to get a lane shark. I don't have $4,500 right now to put in a lane shark. Alright. Come on. That's in the way. Alright, let me get this one a little better here. I'm going to take this excess and kind of tie the back of the mower back here to the forks. Alright. Put a little knot in it here. Probably one I'll never be able to get out again. Alright. That's not too bad. Let's Alright, let me get some fuel. Make sure we got plenty of fuel. I know I'm gonna have to go get some for the tractor. I'll be right back. Now we're full. Put this back up out of the way. Alright, get this out of the way. Another added measure here. Let's see. Let's bring it around here. All right, so it's on there. I'll bring you in a little closer. I've got a strap here, and back here. So what I'm gonna have to do is go get a zip tie and put on that front there so the engine will continue to run. So I'll be right back. All right, I know I have zip ties somewhere, but I can't find them. So I'm just going to use a vice grip and make that work to hold this safety switch down so the engine will work. And as one more added measure, I'm going to put one more one more strap around the back to hold it to the back of the forks. And that's the last thing I want is it coming loose. Let's see. These straps have seen better days. So I'll put this through here, around here. Maybe. It's hard to do anything with gloves on, so, to be honest. All right. I'm going to tie this off right here. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't care. And I'm going to bring this around. A little bit of slack. Hook it here and tighten her down. My hook fell off the other side, or I just hook it all together. Perfect. Bring this around. Make sure that's good there. That's good there. And just put a little knot in here, just to hold it steady. All right. So before we go any further, I want to make sure this ain't gonna hit anything down here. Nope. This big clump of grass out of the way. All right. See what she does. Never cranked one backwards like this. Take you off the hill, set you up, see what it does. It's getting there. I got one of my tie downs come loose, so I'm gonna fix that real quick and I'll bring it right back. So about 5-10 minutes in, I'm gonna go ahead and say 10 out of 10. I don't recommend this. It looked good to begin with, but excuse me. It looked good to begin with, but the way the forks are, the grass really doesn't come in there very well. And getting it as low as I could. Now, it got some trees down really well. I won't lie. I was able to start high and grind some of them smaller trees down, but I had to center the forks. Let's just go ahead and say I've wasted, well, we'll call it science. I need 3 new ratchet straps because when I lowered it kind of loosened them up, I chopped the hell out of them things. Don't do this. I'm gonna call that a DIY fail. Probably could have been done a little bit better, but I don't see how. I mean, the mower itself didn't move on me. It's just the way it's designed and the way the forks had to hold the mower up, it didn't work. So Lane Shark, if you're watching, hook a brother up and I'll make some videos for you, because I have plenty to use. But like I said, I mean, you don't know if it's a dumb idea until you try it. We tried it. I think it's a fail. If you've tried this before and it worked and you got a different suggestion, let me know. But other than that, have a good day. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have a Lane Shark or if you've tried this before and it's worked for you. Have a good day.